Hi guys, so here we are again with Just Land, and thanks for joining me. I know it's kind of tough to get you on board at times because you're not ready or you have other things to do. So on our way to Managua today, we're happen to be in our office here in Managua in Galerias. We wanted to kind of touch base about what we're seeing as a trend right now today, December, with more ask. What do I mean with that? It is more people asking about raw land properties and where they are going after they start talking to us and what type of investment. So why don't you take it on, since you're the head of development?
Hi everybody. Okay, so as Paul is mentioning, we're finding the calls that we're getting is they want more the lifestyle of rural, where they can grow their own food, fruits, vegetables, have a little more distance between neighbors, more peaceful quietness versus the residential being on top of each other type of thing.
A condominium.
Yeah. Or a development where it's cookie cutter, or where there's HOA fees and whatnot. So we are getting quite a bit of those phone calls. The one thing we do tell a lot of those people is that sometimes it's best to have land, but if there's already a structure on it, that way you can build on it. Or if it has a house that is not quite what fits your needs or wants, but renovating it is much better than starting fully from scratch. We're not saying
less headache.
We're not saying you cannot. We're just saying it's a bit of a less headache with already a structure there.
Well, and that's one thing that we have always done. Even if they want to just buy a house, or if they just want to buy a beach home or something like that, what we always have done successfully, even though it frustrates once in a while the buyers, is to say, here's 5 or 10 different properties. Let's go look at them. Yeah, but what I want to look at is this. But I think what we have seen and successfully done is that when they see the house they really want, and then they see some options, they go, oh, wait a second, I like some of the options. Oh, I didn't think about this part. So it is that discussion that you and I have. You do it better than I do at times. But that's the woman thing,
well,
that you have some tools that I don't have.
I don't think it's a male or female thing. I think it's just finding those questions that makes you understand what exactly they're looking for, because a lot of these people have not been to Nicaragua, or they've traveled around, but they're not really quite 100% sure what they want,
right? Or
what they want in their mind is not necessarily what it's possible. So with the certain type of questions we ask is more or less, okay, what I'm hearing is you want this, let me show you this. It may not fit 100%, but it fits most of the boxes that you're looking for. So, but that's where we are right now. It's that, or even with lots that already have perimeter walls, close to
and
town,
power and water,
electricity, right. So we do have quite a bit of those type of lots. We are also going to be getting a lot more in January, February. We have anything from 50 manzanas, 100 manzanas, down to 2 manzanas, which is 1.75
times 2, so it's 350 of an acre.
Yeah. So we have quite a bit that will fit your wants and needs.
And even if we don't have it, we'll find it. I mean, it's not that we are only trying to market our own properties, but we always look in your interest and find it either through our network at KW or outside of our network, and there's significant agents out there that might have the product that he or she would like. But I think the key thing is lifestyle. The key thing is, when you go looking at properties, you must have a checklist. You must have a checklist of the things you want. You must have a checklist of the things you don't want, and the things that is a no-no. Okay, so you should have a list like that, because if you're comparing 5-10 properties, even in investments or just your home or whatever it is, you really need to be able to compare apples to apples and make adjustments both in price and your mind as to what this property offers you vis-a-vis another property. I mean, like the case in point on the one that we just did on Mombacho, you know, they were looking outside of Mombacho, and then when we showed them Mombacho property that's on the hill, it was approximately, halfway up, the couple decided to say, wait a second, what you showed us, which was flat land and it was farmland and this and that, yeah, but we like it up here. And we're going, you see, that's why we need to have that conversation, because that was never on their horizon.
Right.
I mean, I don't think it was. I mean, I think it suddenly came up and they fell in love and we got a deal going for them. Right. But so I think what Ghislaine and I are trying to say is, don't look at one because you're in love with what you saw in the pictures or in my videos, whatever that might have been. But bear in mind, especially if this is your first trip or second trip to Nicaragua, we did, I think, at least 8 trips before we found our house, and we're in the business. So we did quite a few trips to investigate before we actually said, yeah, this is the house we wanted. And it was not the house I wanted, that's the house we wanted. I wanted to stay focused on this conversation. But I wanted something totally different until we found what we found. I was thinking more living in Granada until just then I said, yeah, but what about this? And yeah, when we looked at it, we looked at quietness, we looked at dollar per square foot or $1 per square meter. We looked at the dog that was coming with the deal.
We looked at space.
Yeah.
And I also always wanted the idea, or like the idea of having my own herb garden, growing my own vegetables and fruit trees. And that's mostly the reason why we fell in love with the community we're in. It's a small farming community, very peaceful, quiet. Everybody's very friendly. I like the vibe, and that's where we ended up where we did.
Yeah.
But again, everybody has a whole different lifestyle, or way they want to live on a day-to-day. And let us help you find that dream home.
Yeah, and that's why I just then ask at times, as well as I, but she has a lot more, questions that you might be saying it's intrusive, but it's not what we're trying to do is to be intrusive. We're asking the questions to get to know you and what might be your lifestyle, and then help you make that investment. Because one thing is for sure, if you buy and it's the wrong investment, it's going to take you quite a bit of time to sell, or you're going to take a significant loss, which is a lot different than if you unload a property in Canada or in the US. You won't see that big of a loss. Okay guys, so this was a little discussion about lifestyles, what to look at, about a list. Any final comments?
One last comment. We're getting a lot of people that are thinking of coming here to rent, which we think that's a great idea. But there's a misconception that they think they can come and rent, open a business as a renter, and get residency. So we need to discuss that maybe on the next video.
Perfect.
Because there's a little more to it than just rent an apartment or house
and then get qualified.
And then qualify for residency by just renting a business. So we'll talk about that a little more on the next video.
Okay, sounds good. I really appreciate it, you guys. Take care and holiday greetings. Have a blowout, a safe one, and we'll talk soon again.
Thanks for watching.